At the start of every year, we set these huge goals saying, this is the year I'll completely transform my life. But now that we're in 2025, it's been on my mind lately that progress doesn't come from these huge overnight changes. Actually, it's the small things we do every day that snowball into something much bigger. And I mean that for the good and the bad. For example, spending just 5 extra minutes scrolling on my phone every morning didn't feel like much at first, but by the end of the week, that was hours lost to my device. On the other hand, spending those saved 5 minutes stretching could turn into a habit that left me feeling much stronger and more energized. So for me, this year isn't about chasing perfection. Instead, I'd be really proud of myself if I was just 1% better every day. Here's what that looks like. My tiny steps toward a good year. This morning, I'm heading to yoga with my sister. After the stress of this year, my body has just been carrying a lot of tension, and hopefully this yoga class can be the start of me turning over a new leaf, especially to deal with stress. There's no denying that health is wealth. Stress, I think, has a way of creeping into our lives, and everyone experiences it differently. For me, it shows up in ways that aren't always obvious. For one, my eye starts twitching. It's very small and almost unnoticeable, but it's very frustrating, and my shoulders will often feel tight and tense. That's why yoga has always appealed to me. It's not just a form of exercise, but it's a moment where you're forced to slow down, to focus on your breath, and truly listen to your body. It's kind of like hitting reset for your mind and your muscles. I used to go to yoga classes in Mississauga more regularly, but with uni, it's been very hard to keep that up. But now that I'm back home for the next 4 months, I want to make it part of my routine again. It's a really simple habit, but it makes a huge difference in how I feel. Now, another part of wellness and self-care that I've been focusing on is skincare. Let me tell you, school has not been kind to my skin. In fact, my skin has been through quite a lot. Lately, I've gotten into using gua sha, and it's become one of my favorite parts of the day. There's something so calming about taking that time for myself, putting on a podcast or a show, and just unwinding. It honestly feels like this little ritual that I get to look forward to every night, and I really want to keep that going. Good morning. Today I'm gonna head out and grab some lunch with my friend. We're gonna head to IHOP. I'm really looking forward to finally having the chance to catch up with my friend. We last saw each other at, I think it was high school graduation. So it's been a long time coming and I can't wait to see her. Going forward, I wanna be more intentional about investing in my relationships. When we think about New Year's goals, I think that the first things that usually come to mind are self-improvement. Like fixing our sleep schedules, working on our fitness, you get the picture. And while those are all amazing, I realize that relationships are such a big part of life's pie, and they deserve just as much attention. Okay, so I'm just gonna wear this because it's very cold outside. I just want something nice and fuzzy to keep me all nice and comforted. Something I heard recently from @Mylene'sMine on Instagram and on YouTube, she's a creator that I just admire so much. What she said really shifted my perspective. She basically said, don't just catch up with friends. At first I was like, wait, isn't that the whole point of hanging out? But the more I thought about it, the more it started to click. In the past, a lot of my time with friends has been spent catching up, talking about what's new, filling each other in, or just reminiscing about past memories. And while I'll always love that, I realized how much I miss making new memories. In 2025, I want to spend more quality time with my family and my friends, trying fun activities, exploring new places. And that's because there's something so special about creating new experiences together. Those are the moments that really stick with you, and I definitely want more of that in my life.
This is your final call for the doors. All platforms 7 to 8, final call for the doors.
When I think about the months ahead, one of the things I'm really excited about is exploring more. I've lived in the same house my whole life, and whenever people talk about the places they visited or explored, I can't help but feel like I've barely scratched the surface of my own city, of Toronto, and even of my own neighborhood. There are so many cafes, bookstores, and other little spots like that I want to check out. But instead of letting them stay in my head as just ideas or daydreams, this time around, I want to take that step to visit them, to maybe sit down with the book, capture a few pictures, or just let myself really take in the atmosphere. But exploration isn't just about places. I also want to try new things, whether it's experimenting with my sense of style or even joining a hackathon or two. It all really just boils down to stepping out of my usual routine and seeing what else is out there. Now, on that note, very random, but the other day I decided to go on a spontaneous IKEA run. Hi everyone, I've been seeing a lot of desk setup videos, so we're gonna check out IKEA. They have some really nice lamps and hopefully we can get lucky. I've been watching a lot of interior design videos lately, and I think it's crazy how one simple piece of furniture or artwork can completely transform a space. So I thought it would be really fun to just check out what they had. I didn't go in with any specific plan or items that I wanted to purchase, but I just found myself walking and browsing around and getting a lot of ideas for small touches that I can make to my room and to my space. It's those little things, random interests, cool discoveries, and letting inspiration hit, those moments that I want to dive deeper into, and I'm really excited to see where that takes me. If you've been following along for a while, you know that no mini vlog of mine is complete without a little baking segment. Today, we're making a classic favorite in my home, cassava cake. Cassava is a root vegetable, kind of like yams, and when grated, it creates the perfect base for this dessert. I mix it with coconut milk, eggs, and condensed milk, and all combined, it gives this treat that rich, velvety texture. You bake until the top turns golden, and when you eat it fresh, it leaves a crisp layer on top with a soft, custard-like interior. The flavor has a subtle sweetness with a coconut undertone, making it the perfect comfort dessert. If you've never tried it, you can imagine a coconut-flavored pudding cake, I'd say. So bringing it all full circle, this video is about tiny starts. And if I'm being straightforward and honest with you, baking makes me really happy. It's a simple joy I want to continue to embrace in the year ahead. Ta-da! Now that is good. Today I'm really craving breakfast for dinner. Come join me as I make chickpea Cocoa Puffs. I came across this recipe while I was just scrolling online, and I knew right away that I had to try it, especially because I love anything with cocoa powder. In the mornings, I'll typically have oatmeal with cocoa powder and cinnamon, and so I knew that this would just be right up my alley. I'll just be using 1 can of chickpeas, and to start off, we're going to rinse and drain them. First things first, we're going to make our chocolate covering. 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder. We're gonna add a dash of cinnamon. We're gonna add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Ooh, that was close. And then just add it here. And if you know me, you know that I can't resist honey. So for some sweetness, we're gonna add another tablespoon of honey as well. And the last step is just to stir. And it has really come together now. It looks like actual chocolate syrup. I'm excited. And now we're going to mix the two together. It's starting to look like Cocoa Puffs. Okay, I'd say that these are pretty well mixed now, and let me just tell you, it smells so delicious. Right now, I'm going to pop them into the oven, and it'll be about 10 to 15 minutes, and hopefully we'll be able to try these Cocoa Puffs really, really soon. Let's now add it to the pan. And spread them so that they lie flat. Ta-da! Okay, we're ready to go into the oven. Here's what I have. I'm just scared that they'll all come tumbling down, but say they look pretty good. Okay, these just came out of the oven and it actually smells so delicious. I'm gonna have these with some milk. They're nice and warm and I'm really excited. Let's pour in the milk. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna take my first bite. This actually tastes like chocolate Cocoa Puffs. I really like this. I can't wait to enjoy the rest of my dinner now. Last but definitely not least, I want to take some time to lean into my creative side. My dad's old cameras have been sitting on a shelf for years, surrounded by piles of photos from the moments that they've captured. It's long overdue, but I think it's finally time these cameras got a little love. In the future, I want to pick them up, see the world through their lens, and maybe tell my own stories with them too. And to me, creativity doesn't have to be anything big or polished. It's just about trying something new. Maybe it's finally ditching my iPad and picking up a real pen to start journaling again, or attempting something completely out of my comfort zone, like creating a 2D game. Yes, over the break I might have gotten very carried away and let the hours fly by as I just had fun following along with a Flappy Bird tutorial. I remember hearing this quote a long time ago. It was something along the lines of, imitation is the first step to mastery. And with that in mind, my game plan is to create a mobile app that already exists and try to learn from there, browsing some games. And I spotted Fruit Ninja, Doodle Jump, oh my gosh, Temple Run, Cut the Rope, Minecraft, Crossy Road. I really feel like I'm being hit with some major 2010 mobile game nostalgia. I'm gonna have to spend a lot of time deciding here. It looks like Flappy Bird is gonna be our winner. Let's do this. Another part of this is about being inspired. Over the holidays, my brother gifted me some books, and it feels like my sign to finally get back into reading again. There's something so special about holding a physical book, flipping through the pages, and just getting lost in someone else's story. I want to dive into that more this year for sure, to get inspired by words, movies, creators, and artists who make me pause, reflect, and think. I'd love to try that. At the end of the day, creativity is about curiosity, about letting myself wander, embracing the process, and hopefully uncovering something new along the way.